I'll let you drop the bomb. How rare is that in the world? Go ahead and tell them the killer option it has.
Behind closed doors, Dennis Collins guards a secret collection of Mustangs, Camaros, and muscle car legends more breathtaking than anything seen on screen. Forgotten by time, they have been rediscovered by a master. Prepare to be stunned by Dennis Collins' collection. A man who lives for cars. Dennis Collins isn't a household name for everyone, but for car lovers, especially Jeep and Mustang fans, he's a big deal. He's a man who turned a childhood passion into a successful career and built a life many car nuts only dream about. From restoring Jeeps to collecting classic Mustangs and starring on TV, Dennis has made a name for himself doing what he loves, working with cars. He lives in Wiley, Texas with his wife Kim. They got married back in 1993 and raised 2 children together who are now grown and living on their own. Dennis and Kim enjoy their life together, but it has always been clear that Dennis has another deep love: cars. His passion began early. As a boy, Dennis would spend hours playing with toy cars in his room. He wasn't just playing, he was imagining, dreaming, and learning. His favorite dream came true in high school when he got to drive a 1966 blue Ford Mustang. That car changed everything. It wasn't just about driving, it was about the way a car felt, the power it held, and the stories it could tell. From then on, Dennis knew that cars would always be a part of his life. So he followed his dream. He opened Collins Brothers Jeep, a business focused on restoring and customizing Jeep Wranglers and CJ Jeeps. For nearly 30 years, he has built a loyal customer base. People trust him to bring their Jeeps back to life or turn them into off-road masterpieces. Later, he started BLKMTN, a brand for building custom Jeeps and selling parts. His work made him popular on social media and landed him on the car TV show Fast and Loud. Over time, Dennis also built an impressive private collection of rare Ford Mustangs, some of the most sought-after muscle cars in the world. He loved collecting them, but in 2017, he made a big decision. He sold his entire Mustang collection for a large sum. But that wasn't the only big move that year. In 2017, Dennis and Kim also decided to sell their 2-acre estate in Collin County, Texas. This wasn't just any house, it was a luxury home built with car lovers in mind. The biggest attraction? A climate-controlled garage for 20 cars. It had been featured several times on Fast and Loud for good reason. The garage wasn't just about space. It had special lighting that made cars look stunning in photos. It also had a large workshop, a powerful sound system, and plenty of room for tools, storage, and, of course, the amazing cars Dennis had collected over the years. The garage alone was enough to impress, but the rest of the house was just as special. The property featured a country club-style pool, a private baseball field, and a guest wing that felt like its own full-sized home. The guest wing had a living room, a full kitchen, a bedroom, and an upstairs loft, perfect for visiting friends or family. The estate was about 30 miles from downtown Dallas and only 38 miles from the DFW airport, making it both private and convenient. Dennis and Kim listed the estate for almost $2 million with realtor Gina Lester. Since the home had never been on the market before, it drew a lot of attention. Car fans and luxury home buyers alike were eager to get a look inside. But why sell such a dream home? Dennis and Kim were ready to move on and start a new chapter. They had their eyes on building their dream home, a modern cantilevered house beside a golf course in Richardson, Texas. It was going to be something completely different. Though the house and garage they were selling were full of memories, the couple was excited to build something fresh and custom, just for them. Dennis didn't walk away from that house with sadness. He left with pride. He had built something unique that reflected his passion and success, and now he was moving on to build another dream. That's something Dennis Collins is good at, turning dreams into reality, whether it's through cars, houses, or business. Even after selling the Mustang collection and his stunning estate, Dennis continues to grow his Jeep business and remains active in the car community. He posts videos of car rescues, rare finds, and Jeep projects, and fans follow his work closely. Whether he's pulling an old car from a barn or delivering a fully customized Jeep to a customer, Dennis always brings excitement and energy to his work. As of now, Dennis Collins is worth around $30 million, but if you ask him what really matters, he likely won't mention money. He'll talk about finding the perfect car, fixing it up just right, and the joy that comes from doing what he loves every single day. To a lot of people, Dennis Collins isn't just someone who loves cars. He's proof that following a childhood dream can lead to a life full of success, fun, and excitement. Whether he's selling a garage packed with classic cars or designing a new home by a golf course, one thing stays the same. Dennis is always looking ahead, always ready for his next big adventure. But what were his other adventures like? Dennis Collins' best adventure. While Dennis Collins is best known for fixing up Jeeps, collecting rare cars, and starring on the TV show Fast and Loud, there's one wild adventure in his life that few people forget: the time he helped break the Cannonball Run record. It all started back in 1996, when Dennis met Richard Rawlings, another car lover and future co-star on Fast and Loud. The two met during a Harley-Davidson ride from Dallas to Daytona Beach. They became fast friends, bonding over their shared love of cars, speed, and adventure. Years later, during the 2007 Bull Run Rally, a car event filled with daring drivers, Dennis and Richard stood at the starting line in New York. That's when someone made a bold bet. Another driver challenged them, saying he will give them $50,000 if they can beat the Cannonball Run record. That challenge was all it took. Dennis and Richard looked at each other and said, "Let's do it." The Cannonball Run isn't a race with a track or trophies. It's a legendary coast-to-coast drive from New York to Los Angeles. The original record, set in 1979, was 32 hours and 51 minutes. Many tried to beat it, but no one had succeeded until Dennis and Richard took the wheel. On Monday, May 14, 2007, they set off. They drove 2,811 miles without stopping for long breaks, only quick stops for fuel, food, and the bathroom. They drove fast but smart, keeping an eye out for traffic, police, and anything that could slow them down. Their average speed? A blazing 87.6 miles per hour. With every passing hour, the goal seemed closer. Finally, after 31 hours and 59 minutes, Dennis and Richard reached Los Angeles. They had beaten the record by almost an hour. It was an incredible moment, something that many thought was impossible. For 6 years, they held the fastest Cannonball Run time in the world. Their record stood strong until someone finally beat it in 2013. But by then, Dennis and Richard had already made their mark in car history. It wasn't about the money or even the fame. For Dennis, it was about the thrill, the challenge, and the friendship. Breaking the Cannonball Run record was just one more way to live out his love for cars in an unforgettable way. Whether he's wrenching on Jeeps, hunting down rare Mustangs, or tearing across the country at breakneck speed, Dennis Collins does it all with heart, grit, and an unshakable passion for the road. Breaking the Cannonball Run record wasn't just a thrill, it was a testament to what determination, guts, and the right partner can achieve. But behind all the high-speed stories and TV fame lies a quieter, more astonishing tale. What exactly was tucked away in Dennis Collins' garage? What was hidden in Dennis's world of legendary machines, forgotten classics, and automotive treasures? Rare finds uncovered in Dennis Collins' garage. When the popular TV show Fast and Loud wrapped up, many fans assumed they had already witnessed the best of Dennis Collins' automotive treasures. But that was far from the truth. What Dennis had quietly kept tucked away in his private garage turned out to be even more incredible than whatever aired on television. Away from the spotlight, Dennis had spent years assembling a breathtaking collection, one that includes some of the rarest and most historically significant vehicles in the country. From high-performance Mustangs with racing pedigree to limited edition Jeeps, track-ready Lamborghinis, and even elegant pre-war Packards, his garage became a hidden vault of automotive legends. For a long time, this collection remained out of public view. But now, with Dennis opening his garage doors and offering his home for sale, the world is finally getting a glimpse at what he's been holding on to. Each of these classic cars tells a story. Each one has a unique background, a place in automotive history, and reflects Dennis's unmatched eye for rare finds. These are more than just machines. They're milestones in car culture. Let's take a closer look at the most impressive lost classics that have been rediscovered in Dennis Collins' garage. The Mustang is one of America's most beloved cars. When Ford first launched it in 1964, it took the country by storm. But hidden among the millions of Mustangs made in the first generation was a special beast, the 1968 R-Code Mustang. This version wasn't made for everyday driving. It was built for speed. It came with a monster of an engine, the 428 Cobra Jet. Ford created just 1,044 of these high-performance machines built to tear up drag strips and leave challengers in the dust. Most of them didn't survive. These cars were raced hard. Many were crashed, worn out, or had their original engines replaced. Finding one today is like finding buried treasure. Yet, Dennis Collins found one. Sitting untouched since 1994, dusty and quiet in a barn, was a true R-Code. And it wasn't just any R-Code, it still had its original engine, the exact one that came with the car from the factory. No swaps, no changes, just pure history under the hood. Even more surprising? It had only 15,937 miles on the odometer. That's extremely low for a car over 50 years old. This car hadn't been driven in nearly 3 decades, and yet it stood tall, like a frozen moment in time. It's one of the finest surviving R-Codes in the world, a real dream find. And for Dennis, it was more than just a car, it was a piece of muscle car legend waiting patiently to be loved again. And that he did. After the dust of World War II settled and soldiers returned home, they brought back more than memories. They brought stories. Stories of a fearless little vehicle that could crawl through mud, climb steep hills, and never back down. The Jeep. Its strength in battle earned it admiration. Its resilience in the harshest conditions made it unforgettable. Soon, Americans wanted one for themselves, not for war, but for work, for play, and the spirit of the open road. That's how the CJ, short for Civilian Jeep, was born. Built for the everyday hero, the CJ series became a faithful companion for farmers, ranchers, outdoorsmen, and explorers. It wasn't flashy, but it was mighty. These Jeeps hauled hay bales, crossed rivers, blazed trails, and pulled their weight across every back road and hillside in America. They came to represent something deeper than transportation. They were symbols of freedom, grit, and self-reliance. Dennis Collins understands that legacy better than most. In his private collection of rare and powerful vehicles, there's one Jeep that holds a special place in his heart, a 1980 CJ5 Laredo. But this isn't just a restored relic. This Jeep has been reborn. Dennis, known for his deep mechanical knowledge and respect for authenticity, took this CJ5 and gave it new life. He installed a custom V8 engine, adding raw power to an already legendary machine. With this upgrade, the Jeep didn't just get faster, it got bolder, louder, and more alive. Its body gleams as if it rolled straight out of a dream. Underneath that shine is a rich history. And when you peek at the odometer, just 49,000 miles, you realize this Jeep has barely scratched the surface of its journey. It's not just a vehicle. It's a living tribute to everything the Jeep name stands for: strength under pressure, reliability in the wild, and the rugged charm that makes adventurers fall in love at first drive. Today, this CJ5 is valued at around $50,000, but for a true Jeep enthusiast, the price can't measure its worth. Because owning a Jeep like this isn't about investment, it's about inheritance. It's about holding a piece of American history and knowing that it was built not just to sit in a garage, but to conquer the path ahead. Now we shift gears from off-road toughness to European speed. The 2013 Lamborghini Gallardo Super Trofeo isn't your average Lambo. This one was built for racing, not the streets. Back in 2009, Lamborghini teamed up with Swiss watchmaker Blancpain to launch a special racing series, the Lamborghini Blancpain Super Trofeo. It was a one-make series. Every driver had the same car, a specially tuned Gallardo made to fly down racetracks. Dennis got his hands on one of these extremely rare machines. It's built with a 5.2-liter V10 engine pushing out a wild 620 horsepower. It has special aerodynamic parts, a giant rear wing, and a roll cage inside, just like a real race car. No back seats, no frills, just speed, power, and control. Even better, the car is certified by Lamborghini, with a certificate proving its authenticity. It's likely the only one of its kind available at auction. That makes it not only powerful, but incredibly rare. One of Dennis's all-time favorites is the 1990 7-Up Special Edition Mustang. It had a backstory as quirky as its name. It was originally part of a soda promotion. Fans could win the car by making a half-court basketball shot during an NCAA game. The contest was canceled, but Ford had already built 5,000 of the green Mustangs with white interiors. Rather than scrap them, they were released as a 25th anniversary Mustang. Dennis owned one of the finest examples, originally given to a Ford executive, with 7-Up memorabilia still intact. It had never even been delivered to a dealership. He later sold it for a record-breaking $82,500. Then there was the 1972 Dodge Charger Rally Edition. A true muscle car treasure, Dennis found one of only about 160 built with its exact option package. Bright hemi-orange paint, hidden headlights, hood pins, and the N96 fresh air hood, it had it all. Under the hood was a powerful 440 Magnum engine. Inside, the bucket seats and rally-style dash made it a Mopar dream. Dennis called it a gem, and one glance confirmed he was right. And finally, a story that shows how emotional these finds can be. The 1977 Jeep CJ7 Golden Eagle California Edition. Dennis once owned this rare Jeep, but sold it. Years later, regret creeping in, he tracked it down across the country in Virginia. He flew there himself just to buy it back. It was one of only 2 California editions he had ever seen. With its original paint, low miles, and a personal history, it wasn't just a Jeep, it was a piece of his own story. In 2016, Dennis auctioned off one of the most exclusive drag race cars of the decade, a 2014 Copo Camaro. Only 69 were built that year, and just 18 came in sleek all black. His car had serial number 2 and was powered by a 454 LSX racing engine with a turbo 400 transmission. While designed to meet NHRA specs for 8.52 quarter miles, Dennis believed it realistically ran in the low 10 seconds, still incredibly fast. With extras like wheelie bars and line lock, it was a true drag strip monster. Yet with power windows and mirrors, it remained street legal, a perfect blend of raw race power and real-world functionality. Collins also has a soft spot for Mopar muscle, especially the B-body classics like the Plymouth Roadrunner. His favorite is a 1968 Plymouth Satellite Coupe, a car he loves for its clean lines, pillarless design, and classic look. Though overshadowed by the smaller E-body Cutis and Challengers, the B-body Roadrunners have their own following for being bold, fast, and unmistakably 1970s. Collins Coupe stands as a testament to an era when cars were built with personality and power. The GT500 KR, also known as the King of the Road, is a crown jewel in Collins' Mustang collection. Built in 1968 and fitted with a 428 Cobra Jet V8 engine, this Mustang pumped out a factory-rated 435 horsepower. Some believe the R in R code refers to racing, while others point to the ram air system used in these cars to force more air into the engine for better performance. Either way, this Shelby was lightning fast, capable of running a quarter mile in just 11.5 seconds. Rare, powerful, and iconic, it represents everything car collectors love about classic American muscle. Then there is the unassuming Ford 300 that may look plain on the outside, but under the hood lies a powerful R-code engine designed for drag racing. Dennis verified the car's authenticity using a Marty report and original factory tags. What makes this car even more special is its ultra-low mileage, just 15,937 miles since it left the factory over 60 years ago. Since R-code Mustangs didn't appear until 1968, this 1963 Ford is part of an earlier chapter in Ford's performance history, a rare and valuable piece few even know exists. The Ferrari F40 is already known as one of the greatest supercars ever made, but the one Dennis Collins owns comes with an unforgettable backstory. This isn't just any F40, it's a car that's lived through chaos and come out stronger. Originally, the F40 belonged to an owner from Houston, Texas. At some point, the car was sent to a mechanic in Europe for servicing, but instead of coming back polished and perfect, the car met disaster. The mechanic crashed it into an iron fence, an incident that could have easily ended the life of this legendary machine. But Dennis saw something more. He didn't just fix the damage, he brought the car back to life in an entirely new way. The F40 was completely rebuilt, not just restored. It now features a powerful new turbo system and custom Penske Racing shocks. The upgrades pushed its horsepower to a roaring 550, even more than what it had from the factory. The car is now louder, faster, and more aggressive than ever. It's no longer just a Ferrari F40, it's a reborn beast, one that carries the scars of its past with pride and strength. But Dennis's world isn't limited to supercars. His passion reaches into all kinds of vehicles and even into the business of making cars better. He founded Black Mountain, a company that creates high-quality Jeep accessories. From winches and LED lights to custom bumpers and lift kits, Black Mountain has become a trusted name among off-road enthusiasts. Many Jeep dealerships now sell Black Mountain-equipped Jeeps, already prepped and ready for adventure. And then there's the 1950 Nash Healey. Dennis once owned chassis number N2000, the very first Nash Healey ever built. Fully restored and rich with history, it's considered America's first performance sports car. A true jewel in Dennis's collection. The crown jewel of Collins's pre-war collection is a 1932 Packard, a luxury car built during one of the toughest periods in American history, the Great Depression. While most companies were struggling to survive, Packard continued to build world-class vehicles for the elite. The 1932 models came in various versions, including the Packard 8, Super 8, and Twin 6 with a powerful V12 engine. These cars were celebrated for their elegant design, smooth ride, and straight-8 engines that delivered strong torque even at low speeds. Collins Packard is more than just a collector's item. It's a symbol of old-world craftsmanship and automotive elegance. What makes Collins's collection so remarkable isn't just the rarity of his cars, it's the care and passion behind them. Every vehicle in his garage has been carefully chosen, restored, or preserved because of its importance to car culture. He's tracked down forgotten Mustangs, rescued hidden Jeeps, and rebuilt dragsters to showroom perfection. While Fast and Loud introduced him to a wider audience, it only scratched the surface of what he has achieved. From his early days fixing Jeeps to setting Cannonball Run records with Richard Rawlings, Collins has always done things with heart and grit. His garage is filled with vehicles that represent chapters of American motoring history, from racing legends to Depression-era luxury cars. Whether it's a one-of-a-kind Jeep or a Shelby Mustang that still roars like it's 1968, Dennis Collins doesn't just collect cars, he honors their legacy. Each one tells a story of speed, style, survival, and passion. In his hands, these vehicles aren't just machines, they're milestones. Which of these cars interests you the most? Let us know in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and also click the next video shown on your screen.